Is anyone here from, is anyone here from Toronto Street? Who's here from Toronto Street? I didn't see so. Oh, she's raising
I
her hand.
am.
Oh,
Yes,
hi,
me.
how you
Sorry,
doing?
my volume wasn't on. Hello, how are you today?
Okay, could you state your name and you're going to be the only one testifying?
Yes.
Okay, could you state your name and raise your right hand?
First name is Sade, last name is Lavello.
Okay, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Tom Robakowski.
It's
Tom?
Megan today, Wayne. How are you?
Oh, hi, Megan.
Hi.
Good. Could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted Agus, board member.
Correct, board member.
Matthew Webster, Board Counsel.
And Matthew Ojigal, and I supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, could you read that into the record, please?
Sure. This is case number 1 on today's agenda, Thursday, August 21st, 2025, MI 2025-003083 for 2119 West Toronto Street.
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
We were just reading into the record which case we called. So
Okay.
but we are at the case for 2119 West Toronto.
Okay, Megan, could you give us a little bit on this case when we're starting?
Yes, the department is asking for a continuance on this case. This is a continuation from a hearing that was heard in front of the board before. It was needed for an interior inspection to the property. The inspector called the appellant to set up an interior inspection yesterday, but they were unavailable. So she, I believe, offered to send photos, but the inspector wishes to do a visual on the property. So at the convenience of the board, we're asking for a continuance to get that interior inspection done.
Okay, I'm good with the continuance.
I'm okay with the continuance.
I'm okay with that.
Okay,
Do you have a
Agree.
time frame, Megan?
I do not, Inspector Madres, I believe should be in contact with the appellant.
Okay, that's good. I can reach out to you.
okay, case 1 done.
Well-
Thank you.
Do we want to ask the appellant whether they object?
Okay.
No
The appellant?
objection.
No,
No
okay,
objections.
all right, no objection. Very good. All
Do we
right,
know when? I'm sorry, are we gonna schedule another date, or are we gonna put it on the next listing, or 30
Well,
days?
the next 2 dates in September are September 4th and September 18th. So whichever date is good, I can put them on either one.
okay, that's out of my league.
Okay.
That's
So
the,
you think is 2 weeks enough for the inspector to
Yes.
go out? Okay.
Ma'am, are you okay with that?
September 4th?
Can I have until September 18th?
It doesn't matter to me.
it doesn't matter, whatever.
It's up to Megan.
September 18th, that'll be it. Okay,
That's
good
good.
deal.
All right, so we'll do it for September 18th. You'll get a new notice in the mail for September 18th, okay?
Okay.
Okay,
Wait,
let's
Can
move on.
the appellant say her full name for the court reporter?
Could you state your full name for the reporter?
First name is Sade, spelled Sade. Last name is Lavello, spelled Love, 2 L's and then a O. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next case. We have to rule on the late appeal, is that right?
For 1127 Roy Street?
11, yes.
Yes,
Okay, I
you
don't
have
have
to
a
rule.
I don't have a problem with it, the late appeal and the appeal being heard. Aim, you have a problem with it?
I do not.
Pradeep, you have a problem with it?
Do not.
No problem.
Okay, all right, let's get rolling. Who's here from Roy Street? Who's here from Roy Street? Going once, going twice?
So
Who's he at? Who's here from Roy Street?
Wayne, the department reached out to the appellant and we made an agreement between the department and the owner for a permit in the system in 30 days.
Okay, a permit in the system for 30 days.
Yes.
Is the appellant here, or is that okay with the appellant?
Yes.
That's okay with you guys? Okay, we'll have a permit in the system within 30 days. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Have a
let's
nice-
move on. I'm talking too late, that's what my wife says. Okay, that's, okay, the third case. Third. Tell me when you're ready. Okay, you done writing? Okay, here we go. 1301 North 29th Street. Who is here from 1301 North 29th Street? Late appeal and continuing request. Okay, we're okay with the continuance? I am. Aim?
Yes.
Pradeep?
I am, yep.
Ted?
I'm okay.
Okay, let's move on. Fourth case. 7,000 Castor Avenue. Is anyone here from 7,000 Castor Avenue?
Yes.
Mr. Clinton. Okay,
Miss-
Mr. Clinton, how you doing?
Good, Mr. Miller. How are you today?
Very good, very good. Okay, we'll go on the late appeal. I don't have a problem with the late appeal.
I'm fine with the late appeal.
Pradeep?
No issue. I am fine with it.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, all right. Henry, you're a lawyer, right?
Some say that, yes.
Okay, you tell the truth all the time. I don't have to swear you in. Is there anyone else with you, or you by yourself?
I'm with my client, Kelly Zen. She's on
Okay,
the call.
Kelly, is Kelly going to be testifying, Henry?
I think Tom and I have worked out an agreement.
Okay, okay, all right.
Tom Robakowski.
Okay,
He's not here at the moment, so I can attest to the fact that Tom spoke to Mr. Clinton. There is a permit under review with the department, and there is an agreement for 30 days for the permit.
okay. That's good.
All
All
right.
right, Henry, your client's good with that?
Yes.
Ms. Zen, are you good with that?
You're good with that?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, good luck, guys. Thanks,
Thank you,
Henry. I'll
Mr.
talk to you
Miller.
later, pal.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, next case. We have to rule on the late appeal for 4932 to 34 Lancaster Avenue. Well, whatever. We can rule on a late appeal. I'm good with the late appeal.
I'm fine with the late appeal.
Pradeep?
I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, let's have an ongoing thing here with the lawyers. If there's a late appeal, I'd rather hear the case than put it off, okay? That's just the way we are. I don't want to put something off if it's late appeal. Get them in, let's go, okay? Because we don't want anything happening with, just because we don't want to accept the late appeal. End of story. Okay, nobody's here from Lancaster Avenue. Going once, going
Dave.
twice, going 3 times.
The
Okay,
hold on.
We have,
we have someone, huh?
For 4932 to 34 Lancaster,
You got it.
we have an agreement with Mr. Chung, who is the owner's attorney, that they are to have a permit in the system in 60 days.
Okay. I'm good with it.
I'm fine with that.
Pradeep?
I agree.
Ted?
I'm good with that.
Okay. Do you need to read these into the record, Deb? Okay, read it. Why don't you read it into the record? You should have, absolutely.
Okay, case number 5, MI 2025-004744 for 4932 34 Lancaster Avenue. And then Megan can,
The agreement, a permanent in the system within 60 days. Okay?
go ahead, you can read that. And I think there's somebody here for that.
How do you pronounce that? Lika?
Likai.
Lika, okay. Lika, are you from Lancaster Avenue?
No, sir. 2956 Tulip Street.
Oh, you're from Tulip Street. Okay. Is there
Yes.
anyone here from Lancaster Avenue? Okay, no problem. Let's move on. Okay. Yes. Notice of compliance.
Case number 6, MI 2025-005099 for 531 North 12th Street. There was a notice of compliance in this system, but Megan can then comment on that if she'd like.
Let's hear about it, Meg.
Hi, yes, there, the address of 531 North 12th Street is in compliance.
Okay, that'll solve that. We don't have nothing to do with it. All right. Okay. Next one, number 7, South Beechwood Street. Is anyone here from South Beechwood Street?
Wayne?
Yes?
For 2101 South Beechwood Street. We were in communication with the attorney, Mr. Randall, and there is an agreement between the owner and the department for a permit in 60 days.
Yep, we'll read it into the record. Okay.
Case number 7, MI 2025-005101 for 2101 South Beechwood Street.
Okay, good. We're in agreement with them all. They have, we didn't want to say anything. Okay.
Agreement, how many days, Megan? I'm sorry.
60 days.
60 days.
Yep. All right, here we go. We're on number 8. 1418 to 1422 South 7th Street. Is anyone here for this case?
So,
Is that right, Peter? Yes, go
we
ahead.
spoke to, Miss Lee, in regards to that. She was supposed to send an email to withdraw her petition as a permit has been issued. So I do not know if you received that or not.
I did.
Okay.
So we'll mark this as withdrawn. I do have an email.
You have an email? You see it? Okay, so, please have this email in regards to the above-mentioned board notice of the hearing scheduled for August 21st, 2025 at 1300 hours. We request the appeal be withdrawn as a commercial make-safe permit has been issued to the address, the unsafe structure violation on CF 2024-117651. Please see the attached make-safe permit CP 2025-002667. Okay, we're fine with it.
Who is the email from?
The email's from, I can't pronounce this name, Michaela Berletti?
Michaela.
Michaela, okay. Letty, and it doesn't say who the email, it says her, that's her, development manager. Want to see it? Sharon, take a
Yes,
look.
please.
Take a look at that. No.
This case in. So this
No,
is
the-
case number 8 on today's agenda, MI 2025-005102 for 1418 through 22 South 7th Street.
Okay. I read the email. I read it.
So, yeah, the issue with this email is that it isn't the appellant sending this. We need if the appellant is withdrawing, we need some evidence that the appellant wishes to withdraw. We don't have I have none of that information, no.
Megan, if
Yes.
how does the department usually handle a permit being issued to address a violation? Because if for other appeals that we've heard today, the department has said a permit's already been issued, we don't need to, there's been an agreement. has that agreement been made or that form of agreement been made for this case? Or is the board just receiving this now with regards to the appeal? Does that make sense, Matthew, my question?
Yes, and if the Department of LNI is saying that they will not pursue any of the violations that are written, then we can treat it as moot for that compliance.
Well, they have a permit that is issued, so with the issued permit, I'm looking it up now, I can tell you, when the permit was issued, so they have 30 days from the date of issuance of that permit to start work.
But it doesn't sound like the department was aware of this permit or whether or not it technically addresses the violation.
Well-
So I'm not sure if it's like, so for case 7, for example, the department's already in agreement with the owner. It doesn't sound like the same agreement exists for case 8.
I can't speak to,
Excuse me, Pradeep, I'm having
Sorry.
difficulty with my camera, but if you could swear me in, I can
Right
speak
hand.
on it.
Raise your right hand.
It's
Tom.
raised,
Swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth.
yes.
Okay, let's go.
So for 7th Street, there's an issued permit. The appellant is actually the contractor who pulled the permit. That's why the department had had communications with the appellant, and that's why they filed the email for the withdrawal.
Don't the contractor usually pull the permit, Tom?
Contractor pulls the permit, but usually the contractor does not file the appeal. So I believe in this case, there's a standing issue, and that's why there was a possibility of withdrawal, and that's why the email was sent.
Okay, they agree
Yeah,
to have
yeah.
a permit issued within 30 days? In the
They
system?
have a permit.
They have,
They
yeah.
have a permit.
They
the
have a
permit was
permit,
issued
okay.
on July 14th.
Okay.
Yeah, but Matthew's concern is the withdrawal request is not from the appellant. So I don't know how to proceed based
Well,
on.
that's Matthew's thing. You got to
Yeah.
do what you got to do. What do you think, Matt?
We
So,
can continue the matter
it looks-
for the next listing and then get a confirmation of it being withdrawn.
It looks like the letter was sent from Mika at Comporth.com. Comporth is listed, it's the appellant is Kelly Lee doing business as Comporth LLC. So there is some evidence that this is an agent of the appellant, and we can accept it as a withdrawal.
Okay, we accept it. Accept it, Aim?
So I just so that it's on the record, I want to make sure that the letter is read into the record. I know you read it, but I don't know if it was put on the record.
Okay, want to read again?
So we have the email from Michaela Broyette, Mika at Comporth.com, indicating a wish to withdraw the appeal, the present appeal.
Does that need to be read? In its entirety? Okay, all right, fine. Okay, I'm good with this. Go ahead.
I'm fine with the withdrawal.
Rajiv?
I agree. Accept.
Ed?
I agree.
Okay, let's move on. All right. Let's take a look-see here. It doesn't,
I do as well.
I accept the late appeal. I didn't have my microphone on. Aim.
I accept.
Okay. Go ahead, Ted.
I accept.
All right. Well, let's go through my procedure. Okay, here we go. Is there anyone here from 110 Pleasant Hill Drive? Pleasant. Is there anybody here from Pheasant Hill Drive?
Pheasant Hill.
That's who? Who is it? It's a late appeal. We just acknowledged that. And, I guess, Nair, N-I-R, and Katrina Barzilay? Is there
Wayne,
anyone here from this address? Going once.
we spoke to the owner and there is an agreement in the system for a permit in 90 days.
Agreement
Yes,
in 90 days. Permit.
yes.
Okay. Yes, you do, Deb. All right, let's just get our,
This is case number 9,
Go.
MI 2025-005097 for 110 Peasant Hill Drive. There's agreement with CSU. Megan?
yes, to have a permit within 90. All right. Yep.
Does just to be clear, so this is ID for a total collapse due to a house fire. Do we want to be clear that it's a demolition permit within like 90 days to make sure the entire site has been cleared, or because 90 days for an ID seems
I
like
can
a long
answer
time.
that.
I believe it's
Sorry for
already
the-
down.
Okay,
The house is already down?
that's why I just want to make sure the extent of the collapse.
I don't mean to cut you off pretty.
No,
if you
that's
could
fine.
swear me in, I can answer it.
Tom, is that house leveled?
Wait,
That house is at,
sorry, Tom was just asking me, being asked to swear, being sworn in.
Oh, Tom, raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
yeah,
Okay, my question, is that house down?
according to the owner's record, that house is pretty much down. They need the demolition permit to legalize the removal of the structure. They have
Okay,
been in
it's-
communication with the
You
department.
said, Tom, it's pretty much down. Okay, what does
It's
that
down,
mean?
it's down, we need to verify that the structure is 100% down by way of having the documentation.
Okay, because I just wanted to know if it was safe, you know.
It is.
Okay, all right, that's fine. When we have these late appeals and when these agreements are made, let's get this on the record. If it's a house that's partially damaged and something like that, we want to know that. We want to know if it's just unsafe or if it's eminently dangerous, because then we have two different sets of rulings. And I'm going to let you know that that must be mandatory that we hear that, all right? Because I told you before, no house is falling down on our watch, all right, or anything like that. Then they can come back at us. So we need to know that right up front, okay? All right. Next case, Tulip Street, 2956 Tulip Street. Yeah. We just spoke to Alika.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Could you please raise your right hand and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Can we just see your picture, please?
And this is the reporter. Could I please have the witness's full name?
My full name is Raimonda Likaj, Likaj.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Could you read that into the, all right, hold on a second.
Yes.
Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted Agus, board member.
Correct, board member.
Okay, Tom or Amy, raise your right hand.
Megan.
Swear to tell the truth, or I'm sorry, Megan. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, both of you?
Yes,
Okay, Tom, let's hear it.
it's Megan.
Okay.
So for the address of 2956 Tulip Street, we have to ask for standing as, I'm sorry if I say this wrong, Miss Rosmanda Lika is the mortgage holder. Is she able to act or speak on behalf of the owner of the property?
Yes.
No, I'm asking,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm asking the board's attorney if she is allowed to act on behalf of the owner of 2956 Tulip Street.
If my client, the board, wants to discuss that in executive session, we can, or if the board wants to take evidence on standing, they may.
Okay,
How is the mortgage holder not the owner?
We should go off.
let's
of
go,
the-
okay, we're gonna go in the caucus, all right? Okay.
the record, real quick. Case number 10, MI 2025-005098 for 2956 Tulip Street.
Mr. Chairman, you're on mute, sir.
Lika, I have a question for you. Do you hold the mortgage on this home?
Yes,
You do, okay. So, Matt, that means she has standing, am I right?
yes.
It's not my determination, but you may find that she has standing.
Okay, I find she has standing. If she holds a mortgage, she holds a mortgage. We're going to give you standing.
Are you currently living there? Is that your house?
No, I sold that since 2023.
She was the owner of the property and then sold it to the current owner, but holds the mortgage to this property.
Okay, I'm in agreement that she has standing.
I agree.
I agree.
Pradeep? Okay, so we all agree that she has standing. Okay, now, this is a late appeal, so we have to vote on that. I have no problem with the late appeal. Aim?
I agree. I don't have a problem.
Pradeep?
I agree.
Ed?
I agree.
Okay, all right. Now, who's going to be testifying in this case?
I am.
Okay, could you please raise your right hand? Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Megan, are you going to
Yes.
be, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Tom, are you on board here? Okay, Megan's hand on it. All right.
Mr. Chairman, excuse me, I don't believe that Ms. Lakai has been sworn yet.
I did.
I swore in.
I believe that was Ms. Flade who said yes twice.
Okay. Lika, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted August, board member.
Pradeep Parekh, board member.
Matthew Webster, board counsel.
Matthew Wojcik, and I supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, could you please read that into the record? Yes, please.
Case number 10, MI 2025-005098 for 2956 Tulip Street.
Okay, Megan, could you tell us a little bit about this case?
Sure. The department issued an unsafe violation in 2022. And the appellant filed for a BBS hearing on 4/7/25. So it is for, if you give me 1 second, I will look up the violation and tell you what it is for. I know that we spoke to the owner of the property and we were in an agreement for 90 days to have a permit, but this was for fire damage to the main roof of the property. So the department would be looking for 90 days for a permit. If you would like, I can share my screen and you can see the photos.
I would like to see that. Thank you.
Sure. Give me 1 second. I will share my screen.
Before we
Just let
get
me
into
know.
the merits of the case, it sounds like there's an offer of a settlement.
That was made with the owner, though. Yous agreed to,
I see, I
yeah,
see.
to be agree for standing to the mortgage company. So does that agreement still apply?
Okay, this is the pictures.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, so the violation was for fire damage to the main roof of the property.
But.
That's
so
about, oh, yeah.
The 90 days, have you offered it to the current appellant? Has the current
It was-
appellant said that they will not accept a 90-day, have their permit under review within 90 days?
We
I
spoke-
just want to get on the record that
Right.
the appellant, the current appellant, the Likai family, as they're named on Zoom,
Mhm.
they wish to reject that offer.
Okay.
Ms. Likai, do you understand the offer?
I understand, but I don't want to reject it. I agree with them. To give him 90 more days.
So settled 90 days.
90 days, okay. So, Megan, is
Yes.
that just unsafe? That's not imminently
Yes.
dangerous? Okay,
Yes, this
Uh,
is an unsafe condition.
okay. I would be okay with the 90 days.
No.
Oh, that's the agreement between you two guys? So, all right, so what do we do now?
We're good?
Okay, all right. You have the agreement. 90 days is what the agreement you made with L and I, so that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Have a good day, guys. Bye.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye. All right. Are we all ready? The next case. Case number 11, 1527 Eating Street. Continuance, okay?
So this one, I'm sorry, do you want to read it into the record first or?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Okay, go ahead.
Case number 11, MI 2022-000780, 1527 South Etting Street. Continuance request for 60 days was per the email.
Is that right, Meg?
yeah, but this one was heard, this one was continued prior. It was in front of the board previously. And there was a continuance, granted. The department, is okay with the continuance, provided that it is listed on the next listing.
What do you mean listed on the next listing?
We hear it soon.
You hear
Yeah.
it on the next,
There's a
Well,
14-day
that would be
continuance,
That would be in
basically.
September.
September 4th would be
Yeah,
the next hearing.
that-
yes,
that would
that
be a
is-
14-day continuance. That's what the
yes,
department
and this
said.
is, just so you, this is an unsafe, I'm gonna double check that, so please, give me 1 second. Yes, this is an unsafe, property. So we're okay with the continuance, provided that it is on the next listing.
The next meeting.
Yep.
Okay,
Is the
Wha-
appellant present?
No.
okay,
Okay.
all right, good.
But I will email them and let them know the board's decision and that it has to be heard on the next.
On the next,
Correct. Even though they
yes.
requested.
What would happen if they were not available next hearing?
That
Then the
would be up-
department takes action,
up to
basically.
It would be up to the board how you handle the appeal. You could, if they're not present, you may dismiss their appeal for failure to appear.
One thing to point out is this appeal that we have in the documents is to the L&I Review Board. So,
The appeal is to the L and I Review Board, not to us?
correct. It's page of the PDF we have. It's page 57 of the PDF. Board
This
of
was
License.
the old appeal form that we used to take. Now we have new appeal forms for BBS and for LURB. But at the time in 2020, we
understand.
only had one form.
Oh, okay.
This is the only form that we had back then. So
And
now
they
it's-
are on their appeal form asking for more time, which would come in front of the board
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay.
That's perfect. Yep. As long as.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm in agreement that we should hear them on our next hearing date. This is a violation from 2023.
Yes.
Actually, 2020, right.
Okay, now, so, okay, I don't have a problem with him coming in the next meeting. All right? You good with that, Ted? Pradeep, you good with that?
I agree. 14-day continuance.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so that's it. All right, we're done with that one.
And that was on 9/4, I'm sorry, correct?
That
Yeah,
was
so what
on.
is scheduled
on-
for
yeah,
September
Sep-
4th?
September 4th, yes.
All
Yep,
right.
you're right. All right.
And
Next
with
case.
that, that is it for me. We are all
Yeah,
done.
you can go. You're done.
Can I go? Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Have a great day.
You too. Thanks.
Thanks, Megan.
Thanks, Megan.
Thank you.
Yeah, we need a 10-minute break here. If you smoke, if you got them, smoke them. Record, pal. Okay, okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. Okay, all right. Okay, we'll get started. The next case is case number 12, 1320 to 1322 North Fifth Street. Who's here from North Fifth Street? Oh, you guys, come on up. Okay.
Thank you.
You sure? You need to sit in the middle.
Is everybody going to be testifying? You guys? Okay.
I think, yeah, just.
Okay. You're not testifying?
No,
You're not?
I
Okay,
am.
I got you. Okay, could you please tell us your name and raise your right hand?
I'm Ben Reisman.
Okay.
I'm sorry, this is the reporter. I did not hear that response.
We have to hit this.
Hit the little button on there.
And pull the microphone closer, please.
Okay. All right.
My name is Ben Reisman.
Okay, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you're good. State your name.
Judy Robinson?
Okay. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's good. All right. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted Agus, board member.
Pradeep Parekh, board member.
Matthew Webster, Board Counsel.
I'm Matthew Wojcik, LNI supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, Deb, read that into the record, please.
Okay, this is case number 12, MI 2025-004566 for 1320 through 22 North Fifth Street.
Okay, whoever's going to present the case, go ahead.
We were going to start by having Ben do an introduction. He is the owner of the property.
Sure. With my wife, Catherine, we bought the building in 2008. It's a beautiful old trolley repair shop, a lot of really cool industrial features, and we bought it to make our family home, and we've since had a daughter and also my business, a recording studio. So I'm a recording engineer, record music. And the building has some more spaces that we turned into kind of like-minded creative artist spaces. There's a dance studio. It's used for dance yoga classes and stuff like that, and another couple of creative workspaces. So then my studio was finished. It's all soundproof. There's, a couple of recording rooms, and that's all functioning. And so we've successfully been doing recording business, and then the other parts of the building, dance classes, and then we live now in a loft upstairs. And yeah.
I have a
Okay.
question. Could you tell, where's 1300 North Fifth Street?
Okay, it's in South Kensington. It's right near Northern Liberties. It's right near Fishtown, but it's not in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thanks.
And do you guys have drawings to look at pulled up on your screens?
No. Do you have any drawings?
Matthew Wojcik, can you pull them up?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right.
So, I wanted to describe the building a little bit to you, and I probably can even before you have the drawings to look at.
They're coming up.
But, oh, good. Okay, there is a small, what was originally a little Trinity space towards the Fifth Street side, and then a small.
Excuse me, Trinity, you mean Father, Son, and Holy Ghost at 3
Yeah,
stories?
pretty much.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, and you'll see the small footprint on there. And then the other part of the building is the old main warehouse. back in 2012 and 2013, we pulled permits to expand that Trinity to kind of cover the third floor over the warehouse and include the Trinity as well. We did there's two artist studios, and as Ben mentioned, his recording studio, all on the ground floor. Where his recording studio is, and there's a small little space next to it, that's like a 2-story double height space there. So this current, what we're getting into now is that the small space on the second floor that was previously approved for the yoga, the practice space, occasional events, they're finding that we want to consider doing more events in this building because it's such a beautiful space. And that is primarily what we're here for. During 2013, when we got approval, what we were required to do was to provide a 1-hour separation between the business spaces and Ben's home, and put a NFPA 13R sprinkler system in the expansion of the home. So the Trinity is not sprinklered, but the space above the warehouse is sprinklered with an NFPA 13R. And if you want it, I do have the old, like a mini set of the old building permit drawings and the sprinkler permit here, if you want to see them. So now when we went in, we were refused because the plans examiner was asking for us to sprinkler the second floor and all of the first floor. And because of Ben's recording studio, we are hoping not to have to sprinkler in that studio. And so that you know, the assembly space that you're looking at, I hope you all were able to see it there on the second floor. It's on the Randolph Street side. It's about 1,150 square feet. We're going to do a posted occupant load in there of 90. It has a door that goes directly out on the Randolph Street side, down the steps and out onto Randolph Street. And our travel distance, our maximum travel distance is 76 feet down the stairs outside. I'm pointing all that out because it is a relatively small space, 2 means of egress, 1 directly outside. So what we are hoping, it's not, just point out, it's separated, of course, from everything by 1 hour rating. It's not separated between that space and the 2 artist studio spaces below it. What we're hoping to do is to just sprinkler that second floor assembly space.
And I'm sorry, the recording studio is on the first floor?
First floor towards the Randolph Street side. I'm sorry, towards the 5th Street side. It's sort of in the center.
It's the sort of irregular shaped, and it's not directly below that event space.
Yeah, Matthew, can you circle with your cursor?
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, it's that
Thank you.
space.
Oh,
Mm.
look at that.
Your cursor
Is moving.
Can you very clearly indicate what Judy's talking about?
I'm sorry, I cannot hear that.
Sorry, I'm just asking, can Matthew clearly show us what we're looking at here? Thank you.
Sorry, my laptop is just obscuring the zoom in button.
Okay. All right. And this space will have how many people?
The space on the second floor, the assembly space that we're talking about, that'll have 90 people.
Yeah, maximum 90. And part of the reason that we are hoping to avoid having to sprinkler in the studio is that it is a sound separate, there's isolated rooms, they have double walls, and it's acoustically built so that there aren't any perforations between the walls, and it would be kind of a real bummer, to say the least, to have to perforate the walls with sprinkler heads. And
Is the R3 occupancy?
I'm confused at this plan. Is the bottom whole right corner like an open double-story space? Or is there a floor space?
Yeah, that's where the double story space is that I.
And the room that doesn't look like it has a door, Is that the assembly space we're talking about?
No, no, that room that looks like it doesn't have a door there, that's the upper part of
the
Ben's
studio, yeah.
recording studio.
Oh, so that's also a double height space?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the assembly space we're talking about is now to the left.
Space 4.
Yes, it's
Okay.
that space. I don't have my glasses on. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because that's that's the second floor that they're looking at there, so.
Is the second floor R3 area?
Would you be really quiet?
Oh. Sorry about that. I had my speaker area. Sorry. Is the second floor R3 area that we're seeing on our screen right now, is that protected with a sprinkler system?
is that part isn't it? Because that was part of the expansion.
I can't hear Judy.
I'm
No,
sorry, I'm just.
No,
Yeah,
the second space number 4. No, that isn't currently, but we're,
Or then where it says R3 occupancy, where you enter
Oh,
into your house.
yeah, the residence is all, yep, the residence is all sprinklered.
So yes, Matthew, that part was part of the expansion back in 2012 and 13. So that was part of the sprinklers, the NFPA 13R sprinkler system.
And what is this? Can you go to the first floor? What is there's no fire rated separation between the footprint of the proposed A2 area and the first floor?
There's a 1-hour fire separation. That's what we were approved for in 2012, to separate those spaces by 1 hour.
So the floor assembly between the first floor and the second floor, that's a 1 hour assembly?
That is a 1-hour assembly, with the exception, let me just tell you, because I want to make sure, between where it's on the left-hand side again,
Yeah.
between those two artist studio spaces and the assembly space, we're now trying to change it to an assembly space above, there is not a fire separation there. So I know it would make sense maybe that we need to
There's not a fire.
sprinkler
Yeah.
those spaces as well.
And from what I'm seeing, it looks like the egress from the second floor is to an enclosed stairway on the left-hand side.
Yes.
But then there's a window into that enclosure between that. So if we go, we stay there and just move your cursor slightly, plan north and plan exactly where your cursor is, and if you move just north of those sets of doors, it looks like this may or may not be a compliant interior exit enclosure. Does that question make sense, Matthew?
Yeah, there's no rating noted
ra-
here, and whether or not this was like compliant didn't really factor into what the examiner was reviewing.
Understood. Yeah. So I just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
Yes.
While you have 2 exits from the second floor, the level of fire protection that occupants experience while traversing those exits is not necessarily clear from these plans. It's not known if these windows are rated, if the partitions are rated, even the plan right stairway. If you move your cursor just right and you follow that down to the first floor, you actually enter an open kitchen area and then have to go through a set of doors, go through another space, and then you get to the exterior patio. So
That's correct.
Yeah,
the egressing is a little complicated.
So, another solution there, is if we bring sprinklers in to do the assembly space on the second floor, we cover that first floor where that stairway is, because he's right, like those windows that are into that stair enclosure, I'm sure those aren't rated.
Yeah, they're all, yeah.
So to cover that, and then we could also, of course, cover where the second stair is. And then between that, the vertical line between that area where the door, you go through and then go out to the rear yard, that's a 1-hour wall. It does have it oddly has a 90-minute door on that 1-hour wall. But if we did that whole section next to Randolph, sprinklered that whole thing, and just not sprinkler the back portion? Because again, remember, the only reason we're getting kicked into sprinklers is because we have an assembly space on the second floor. Otherwise, none of the other uses would have required sprinklers.
I tend to agree with Matthew. So one of the approaches is to compartmentalize the spaces so that you have what's considered separate fire areas. And I think there are paths in the existing building code that allow you to restrict sprinkler coverage to fire areas that are, sorry, only the fire areas being changed. And in this case, the fire areas through which the Group A occupancy has to egress.
Would that be
So-
a 13 system instead of a 13R system?
The moment you have anything other than residential, it's 13.
13,
Yeah, that's, we
Yeah.
have to bring in a 13, we know
So
that.
If you
Yeah.
did what you were suggesting before, Judy, what would be the remaining unsprinklered spaces? You could just sort of
Remaining
walk us through that.
unsprinkled spaces would be Ben's recording studio, that small little space that is used for events, but it has an occupant load of 28. And per building code, if you're 50 or less, you can classify it as a business. So it would be those, basically those two business spaces, and then the original Trinity, because that original Trinity didn't have to be sprinklered back when they did the expansion, just the expanded residential space did.
If you're gonna spend the money to bring in a 13 system, and you're mixing and matching, I mean.
Wayne, I can barely hear you.
Oh, when you're gonna spend the money to bring in a 13 system into the building, that's your expense, not installing the sprinklers, because that's relatively easier to do, but it's gonna cost a lot of money to bring in a 13 system.
But your concern is not the cost, it's the intrusion on the. on
The
your
recording
yeah.
studio.
Studio space.
And it's soundproof?
Yeah,
Agree.
yeah. And I mean, it would also, I mean, as far as we can tell, the cost would be greatly, quite a bit higher because of so our goal would be to,
Did you get any prices for that?
yeah, we've talked to some sprinkler guys and
Uh-huh.
I mean, honestly, if we can just, if we were able to sprinkler the second floor event space, and then if we need to sprinkler the spaces below, and then those two egresses, the two stairways, that would keep it all on that side of the building, and it would really be much more cost,
And the reason why they found out it would be more cost effective is because the size of the line
the
that has
service
to
line.
bring in.
What are they bringing in? What's the size? of
Well,
the line?
it could be a 2-inch service but if we had to do the whole rest of the whole building, it would have to be a 4-inch service, and that really bumps up
They
the.
told you, because that'd be like 17,000 just to bring that in.
No, I know. So we would really love
Be-
to.
Yeah.
But we know we have to do
But
it
if you
because of
bring in a
that.
2-inch speed, it's still, you have some cost, but it's a lot cheaper.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Uh-huh.
And the upper portion of the studio that's on the second floor, that would also not be sprinklered in this.
The studio is has got a high ceiling, yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that double height space wouldn't be, except for there's the 13R system that we talked about is already
Adjacent to
covered
it.
where
Yeah.
their entrance to their unit,
so
their.
the 13R would stay 13R, or would it go to a 13 system, like sprinkle in the closets and the bathroom on this? I don't know.
I would hope it would stay 13R. I'm just gonna say that. So they don't have to mess up with, in their house,
Is this
There is
treated like two
so-
separate buildings?
It's not really two separate. I mean, in a way, the Trinity is kind of separate from the
Mhm.
warehouse because the masonry wall, I think was added on at some point historically. But yeah, like the warehouse itself isn't separate buildings.
And what is the purpose on the second floor and the first floor? There's kind of a buffer area that connects to that stairwell that is dead space, like at the top of the plan.
It's just something that's always been there. It's more like, it's almost like a little atrium kind of space because
Oh.
it's double height there.
Oh, that's also
look
double
again
height.
on Randolph Street side where your
Oh.
stair comes down. If I remember, that's like a two-story
Yeah,
space.
it's just a nice
No floor.
tall hallway with plants hanging, and
Yeah.
it's okay.
What's your feed coming in for the 13R system?
The feed coming in for the 13R.
I don't know.
I think that is a,
It doesn't
I
say
think
it
that-
on here, and I don't remember. That was a long time ago.
And it's definitely 13R and not 13.
Yeah, that's, I brought a copy of the old
Oh,
sprinkler permit just to make sure it was an R, not
It's
a
an R?
B. Yeah. And it is, and I'm happy to share this with you guys, so.
Matthew, I just, from what's been discussed right now, am I understanding this correctly, where if they create a separate fire area for the studio, then the sprinkler system can be limited to the group A area and the fire areas open to it?
So if they create a 2-hour rated, like, set of fire rated assemblies around the A2 area, then
Uh,
they could, they might be able to isolate it to just that, or they can, depending on, it kind of comes down to what they are willing to do to like isolate where they have to put in.
Yeah, the recording
13.
studio is space number 3, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
based
so
on
if
what
they,
everyone said so
yeah.
far.
So if that is, because you have a 90-minute door, you have two 90-minute doors. If that's separated with 2-hour rated construction, that's its own fire area.
Right.
And under, what provision is it? 1011.1.1.2 of the existing building code. Now they have separation.
Yeah, let me just reread that again. I think I put it in my refusal. Yeah,
Does that,
such systems shall be provided throughout the area where the change of occupancy occurs. And
Yeah,
so
I see.
since the A2 section specifically talks about fire areas, not just like the building.
Yep, exactly. So if they create fire areas,
Yes,
that would be a code compliant approach. It would not be dependent on a
correct.
variance.
They just have to be willing to bump up those walls around and the ceilings above the studio to 2 hours.
Would that disrupt the studios or?
I think it would be because of the construction of the building. If they're talking about just a 2-hour around the
Studio.
assembly space, then that would be difficult to do because there's exposed beams. I mean, to make that 3-dimensional 2-hour box, I think would get very complicated. It would be easier, and maybe this is what you meant, to just do that dividing line between where we're seeing on this plan, space 3 and space 1 and 2, that we currently have a 1-hour. But with that said, I'm going to ask if you would consider just allowing us to keep that as a 1-hour, since that's what they built in 2012 and 13, because that's what they asked us to do
This-
then for.
this drawing is just showing, it's showing 90-minute doors and just the same hatching all around space 3, but you're sure it's not 2 hours?
Well, there wasn't 2 layers of 5/8 drywall, right?
there's double walls, there's double sheetrock. I mean,
That's around your
around the studio.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that's what they were talking.
Oh, no.
I thought that's what.
We're talking about we're talking around the perimeter of the studio.
Yeah, the perimeter, I think the perimeter.
Of the space number 3?
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
talking about the studios.
Just want to be sure that, I mean, yes, we have those double walls. I actually brought the old detail. They're double walls, but I don't know that they have double drywall. And where I don't think we have the double drywall is that vertical, right? That's like behind where we see the stair in the little pantry area.
Mm-hmm.
That wall, I don't think you did the double, I know you didn't do the double
Yeah.
wall there. And even your double wall, is just a single layer of drywall as far as I know. Unless you
No,
added
well,
more.
well, one of that, okay. They have like 2 layers of sheetrock with green glue between them. It's a soundproofing technique.
But that again, and just because I want
But
to
the-
make sure everyone's understanding it fully, that's just this one and coming around like this and going this way. It's not the vertical wall behind the pantry, or is it? Did you do it behind the
No,
pantry?
no, that one I don't believe is done that way.
In my mind, that's the main walls to separate everything that's happening on the Randolph Street side versus the Fifth Street side. And I'm hoping that we don't have to change it to a 2-hour wall.
But you could sprinkle that side of that. of the wall.
Exactly. I'm thinking we sprinkler everything
Everything on-
then on the Randolph Street side, both floors.
So you currently, based on the details of the refusal, you're required to sprinkler the second floor and the first floor in its entirety because you don't have fire area separation. So the
Right, and
extent of
that-
that, yeah, so the
No,
extent
go
of that
ahead.
sprinkler system can be limited by delineating fire areas. And if we're saying that if the request is that we want to use a 1-hour fire rated separation to delineate fire areas, and we're using sprinklers to make up the extra 1 hour, that isn't necessarily an alternative to the code because that sprinkler system is already required. It could be that you create higher density sprinklers there, or you place them closer to the wall, or you place sprinklers along that wall that creates something of a water curtain to simulate additional protection. So what that then means is in a fire event, the studio space is fully surrounded by either rated construction or additional sprinklers to allow you to not have to go in there with sprinklers to give you additional suppression. I'm just curious what alternatives would work for the project, because right now it just seems that the request is to not put sprinklers there.
I think, well, a couple of things I just want to point out. I totally hear what you're saying. And I don't remember why in 2012 and 13, they allowed us to use 1 hour to have our uses separated, but that's what they allowed. And that's actually what they requested. So that's why we are stuck with that 1 hour separation right now. And I think a realistic, I like the idea of adding maybe more sprinkler heads along that vertical wall. And again, instead of, I know that you keep talking about like surrounding the studio. I'm basically thinking of the building as this piece in the rear, which is Randolph, and then the piece in the front with this, that's Fifth Street, with this vertical separation between the two.
I see.
And so if you sprinkler the Randolph Street side and then add extra heads, whatever is suggested along that wall to add a more of a fire curtain along that line, I think that would be very easily.
Yeah, the concern I have with that is when the assembly space exits through space 0, they are now entering a space that is not protected with sprinklers, and they have no idea what they're entering into. Especially because they've gone down an open stairway, so they've not received any level of protection while they've traversed that vertical distance. Then they enter a room that they are unable to determine the level of safety, and there's no sprinkler protection in there.
But there would
based on
be
your
sprinklers in the stairwell.
Right.
No,
I'm
but
just
space
saying once
0.
They come through the door
they
and
come
now we're
through,
in that
okay.
space at the
Yeah, I
rear,
mean,
there's
that's-
not sprinklers.
I'm sorry, this is the reporter. I'm having difficulty following the conversation.
I was just pointing out that the appellant's request to focus on sprinklering spaces 1 and 2 and the area in that portion of the building, space 4 above, would not address the concern that I'm raising with occupants egressing through space 0. So at the beginning of the discussion, I asked about how occupants from second floor egress. One egress is to the left and one egress is to the right. The one on to the right actually has to traverse space 0. If that space isn't protected with sprinklers, then occupants on the second floor would have to go down a story, enter a room, realize that room actually was where the fire started, that triggered the fire alarm, and now have to go backwards and go back up a set of stairs. And that's typically not the intent of the code. You want the entire path to be protected, just as the room they left was.
I mean, could a solution be that if that space 0 that you're referring to as people are egressing, if that was sprinklered as well, would that be?
So I think where we are then is the Randolph Street side plus through space 0 and not Ben's recording studio. Is that good?
Yeah, and the one thing, just to be, obviously got to do the calculations, is what triggers the need to go from a 2-inch surface to a,
Or you have an inch and a half coming out. I don't know what you have coming in.
yeah.
Does it trigger in your print?
It doesn't, because these are just the architectural. I don't have the fire
know if that
protection.
increases that because of, you know, the hydraulic calculations. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know either. It's not my area.
But in theory, that seems to address the concerns. I mean, while still keeping the studio intact and surrounding it by safe spaces. I mean, at least there is a 1-hour separation from the studio to everything else, however it was built. Pradeep, is there any aspect of that where you think almost creating higher density around the studio would make sense?
Okay, so
We're only looking at the ground
Putting
floor
in
on
a-
our screen, so we
Yeah.
can't see the rest of the building at the
Yeah.
moment, but
on the,
thanks.
oh, I see.
Yeah, it's already sprinklered in the whatever, that upper part of 3, the house space, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only space then that wouldn't be sprinklered in this scenario is
be the studio.
Ben's recording studio and the original Trinity.
Got it.
We could do that. I mean, if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah,
Enclose the studio.
Pradeep, you want a caucus?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, fine.
Do you want us to leave?
No, we'll leave. We're just going to the
Oh,
next one.
okay.
Okay? All right. Can you bring that, no? Okay. All right.
Matt, should we have a share on Matt? See it on your screen. It's not the big screen.
Okay. All right, Matt, let's see the drawings.
Oh,
All right, pal, let's go.
Please, we're having Wi-Fi connectivity issues over here, so.
Okay, your only
That's
connection to
just-
the outside world.
Yeah, we're held hostage in here.
okay, can you see it?
Okay, we got it. Way to go. Okay. Here's what we came up with. Everything except the recording studio and the Trinity, everything else outside of that has to be sprinkled. The one side of the wall, I don't know if that's the Randolph Street or whatever side of the street it is, has to have the sprinklers in there or curtain around that, the studio on the one side. And on the other side, where the windows are an issue, they have to have the sprinkler system in there. Every place except those 2 spots have a sprinkler system in.
So everything except the recording studio and the Trinity,
And the Trinity. Is that right, Pradeep?
where my purple is, all of
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah, so the recording studio is surrounded by 1-hour rated construction. In lieu of 2-hour rated, we would be requesting closely spaced sprinklers, and that would allow you to omit sprinklers from within the recording studio. And the Trinity is already protected with a NFPA 13R system per your appeal, so that can remain as is.
Well, no, the Trinity does not have a 13R, just the expansion to the Trinity. We weren't
Right.
required to sprinkler that Trinity in 2012. I just want to make sure that's on the
Understood.
record.
Okay, so yeah, the R3 occupancy can remain as previously approved.
Right, thank you.
But-
And the thing is, when you have your sprinkler contractor, when he does his hydraulic calculations, I don't know what your feed is, and I don't know if it's gonna increase your feed. If it does, then you gotta do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, with the, this is essentially a water curtains, 6-foot spacing around the perimeter of the
So
studio.
That's what the spacing should be, 6 foot
Yeah,
spacing.
and-
Well, they'll,
So they'll
they'll dictate, yeah, they'll understand
Why
that, yeah.
6 foot?
yeah.
Because anything closer than 6 foot, it's called cold solder. The water stops the next head off from going off. So they have to have at least 6 foot, so the spray comes down like that, that's what part stays open. So they know it, any sprinkler contractor, they know the deal.
So the closely spaced go around the studio and then where the stair is
Yeah.
coming down. That's where
So,
you need to have the.
And in
closely
some of those
spaced.
spaces, that's going to be what you're going to get. It'll
Yeah.
be more of them, but again, not so much more that it should change the service, but
Right.
you'll find
Yeah, I
out.
hope not, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's the length that we were hoping is not going to change the service,
I don't
you
think
know?
as much as that is amount of heads that you have, because they take they take the last head and they do their calculations off of that.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
I think that's fair.
Okay?
Okay,
All right, guys, good luck.
Right,
Okay.
thank you so much.
you.
You're welcome.
Good luck.
thank you.
Thank you.
And every board member agrees.
I'm in
We
agreement.
can-
Yeah,
Yes,
Pradeep, do you agree?
I agree.
Amy?
I agree.
Ted? And I agree. Okay. All right, guys, next case. Okey-dokey, where we at here? Huh? Amy's back.
I'll send them to board and I'll send them to you as.
Yeah, but I can't because I don't have.
You don't know his.
pictures. I do know his
Get
pictures,
over
so-
here. Get over here. I don't know. There you go.
Here,
It's
bye-bye.
okay.
All right, no problem.
We're good. We only have 2 more.
Yes. Next case, number 13, 416 through 24 Vine Street. Who's here from 416-24 Vine Street? Where's Alan at? Oh,
Right
hi,
here.
Alan. Is
Hey,
there
how you
anybody
doing?
else going to be testifying today?
Yes, I have William Barber.
Hey,
I
William.
also have Boris Gurman,
Okay, Boris.
and then it looks like the owner of the corporate entity Vine Street LLC, Robert
Okay.
Volpe, is in the back as well.
Let's start out with the 3 guys that are not lawyers. William, could you please raise your right hand? Swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, next person, could you state your name?
Robert Volpe.
Okay, Robert, could you raise your right hand? Swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, and the next guy is going to be testifying?
There's a gentleman in the background. I'm not sure if he's
Yeah.
testifying or not.
Well, there
Are
should
you
be.
doing Boris?
Boris,
Alan?
Yeah, is I don't have Boris with me. Is Boris separately on?
Yeah.
He's getting back on.
There's a third person in your screen. Is
It's
that
not Boris. He's on the separate call.
Okay.
No, but is the
Yeah,
third?
that,
He's not
he's not
testifying.
testifying.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Just
so
moral
Boris-
support.
Okay. Moral support, okay. Okay, all right, I will wait for Boris. See him
I
down
think
here.
he's connected. Boris, we need you to testify. I mean,
I need
right, to be
swear
sworn
Boris
in. Can you please unmute?
Hello?
Hey, Boris.
Yes,
Okay, you're gonna be testifying. Could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, Boris, good job.
I need to have his full name, please.
Boris, tell us your full name.
It's Boris, Boris Gutman, G-U as an umbrella, T as a Tom, M-A-N.
Okay, and if you get a chance, turn your camera on, Boris, okay? All
Aye.
right. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted August, board member.
Barrett, board member.
Matthew Webster, board counsel.
Matthew Ochik, and I supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, Deb, could you read that into the record, please?
Okay, this is case number 13, MI 2025-005293 for 416 through 24 Vine Street.
Okay, whoever's going to present the case, go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Alan Knockomson of Knockomson PC. And I'm here to present 416-24 Vine Street on behalf of Vine Street LLC. May I share my screen?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. So the subject premises, and I have a presentation materials. I'm going to do full screen mode.
Okay, it's coming up now.
Is a 74-unit apartment building with 23 parking spaces. This was approved in 2022. During the construction of this project in this building, there was work done and inspections done regarding HVAC access panels. And during it, well, I'll have Mr. Barber testify to that. But there were at least 7 inspections that passed regarding framing as well as HVAC inspections. And actually the HVAC inspection, the HVAC permit was closed out just before the TCO application, where the work that was done was approved by the city an 8th time. Unfortunately, during the TCO inspection, it was asked of us to reconfigure the HVAC access panels such that they wanted a larger opening. Currently, in the 72 apartments, each of the HVAC access panels are 18 by 18 inches. We've been asked to have them wider, and because of the expense that we've incurred to date and the expense we would incur today in the future to remedy this situation, we believe that this is an appropriate request to the Board of Building Standards for a variance. So we received this notice.
Alan, excuse me a second. What does the code call for those access panels to be?
It says it has to be a level working space not less than 30 inches deep and 30 inches wide. So it can provide access to the front side, to the front of the control side to service an appliance. And Mr. Barber will testify to the fact that there is adequate space to service these access panels, not to replace them, but to service them. We got a refusal because we cannot replace them without, essentially temporarily breaking through some drywall, but which we believe is more of a temporary construction rather than a permanent construction. So we received a refusal, and let me just read the refusal so the board understands exactly what the refusal is. Whereas applicant is proposing access panels for the appliances within the ceiling that are only 18 by 18, less than the size of the appliance, and is therefore unable to facilitate not servicing it, not repairing it, but just replacing it without disabling the function of the fire resistance rated assembly or removing permanent construction. So as you'll hear from the testimony that we're going to get today, the lifespan of these units are approximately 15 to 20 years. So this, to actually have to replace one is a once in a generation type of thing. We can access it to repair it. We can access it to service it or inspect it. What we would need temporarily is to break through the drywall to replace it in 15 to 20 years. In addition, as you can see from this notice of refusal, it talks about the fact that we couldn't do this work without basically breaching the fire resistant rated assembly. That is not correct. You'll see during our presentation that there are photographs which shows that there is no fire resistance materials that would be breached by us just accessing it. So, for those reasons, and based on the doctrine of vested rights and variance by estoppel, which I'll argue later, we believe that it's appropriate for this board to grant the variances. So we did file an application for appeal to the board in a timely fashion. And, in that, as part of the application, Mr. Volpe, on behalf of the limited liability company that owns it, also indicated exactly what I stated as part of that presentation. So, and then I'll just show you some photos, and I'll take Mr. Barber's testimony as well. These are just general photos of the inside of the property. So you can see here's where the access panel is. we opened up a few different units just as examples, but you can see there's no fire rated materials here. You'll also see it's easy to actually service and manipulate the panels, the HVAC units themselves. And here's another unit. And then again, you can see here, there's no, fire resistant materials like that we would have to breach under the circumstances. And then here's one more, just, for your edification. So, and I think there's one more. Oh, no. All right. Well, those are the pictures. We also have, I want to stop sharing my screen because I think it's easy when everyone sees each other. There's also a budget that we'll show you during the testimony of Mr. Barber. So can I present Mr. Barber now?
Sure.
All right, thank you. Mr. Barber, can you describe your relationship with the property at issue?
Sure, I'm Director of Construction for Lilly Development.
Okay. And when was the HVAC system installed in the building?
First got installed in September of 2024.
Okay. Do you know when it was completed, the work?
In July of 2025 was our last installation of a HVAC unit.
Okay. And just to confirm, the opening for the access panel is 18 inches by 18 inches. Is that correct?
Correct.
And are those panels sufficient to service and maintain the HVAC units themselves?
Yes, they are.
Okay, and can you explain like how you position the access panels compared to the units so you can reasonably service them?
Yeah, so every access panel is located where all the mechanicals and electrical components are for those units. So when you do, as you showed in those pictures, open the access panel, you have direct access to if one of the boards needs to be replaced. You have access right to where the condensate line is, and then the line set as well that connects to the unit.
All right, and under what circumstances would the walls need to be opened beyond the panel size?
If we needed to replace a unit, we would have to open up the wall beyond that panel size. We also have a
And then-
second port of access, which is located in those photos where you saw our air filters. So you can take the air filter out as well and still have an access point there.
Okay. And then how often are these HVAC units typically need of replacement?
You can take the air filter out and replace them in when you're doing the service?
Yes, if you saw in the pictures, the access panel is right next to where our air filter is. So those air filters are easily accessible. Yes, Mr. Miller.
Okay.
All right, and then how often do the HVAC units need to be replaced?
15 to 20 years.
I'm going to go away. Thank you.
I think, Boris, if you could just mute yourself. So you said 15 to 20 years, it would, that these are good for.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about the city approvals, right? Can you describe the inspections that were conducted during construction of this building regarding the HVAC units?
Yeah, so we had followed all LNI instructions and inspections. We had 7 framing inspections, which incorporated the HVAC units and other mechanicals in those framing inspections. As you stated as well, I'm sorry, as you stated as well, our HVAC permit was had its final inspection and was closed out as well right before we did apply for our TCO inspection.
All right, so you had 7 past inspections, I believe?
Correct.
And then you also had the permit actually closed out, so essentially a final inspection before the TCO inspection.
Let me ask you a
Correct.
question on that. Did
Yes,
the
sir.
inspectors come out or they let it up to the contractor?
No, the inspectors were on site.
Okay, good.
All right, and at no time were before the TCO inspection, at no time was there any indication that this would be an issue?
Correct, no indication.
So what size were the access panels supposed to be or shown on the drawings?
So on the drawings, it didn't show a specific size. It kind of left it to the manufacturer specs.
The units can be provided Daikin or any other York or Carrier, and they all have a different sizes. Therefore, we indicated that the access panel needs to be there and shall be coordinated with the manufacturer requirements.
So let's talk about now, like how much it would cost to retrofit if, God forbid, this variance is not granted. What would be involved in retrofitting the units with larger panels?
So at this current time, we would need to obviously remove the current access panels, open up drywall, frame out a new opening for the access panels. In some units, it would also require some movement of the mechanicals, whether it's the electrical, sprinkler, or plumbing. Then obviously we'd have to, purchase the access panels, re-drywall, tape, spackle, paint, install the access panels. That's like construction wise what would need to be done.
All right, and did you have an opportunity to prepare a budget for the owner of the property of how much that would cost to retrofit this work?
Yes, our team did. And this budget is based on unoccupied units. We do have about 30 occupied units, which is something that we did not attribute in cost for displacing these tenants for about 3 days to do this work. So the current 161,822 roughly is for an unoccupied unit, 74 of them to replace those. And then additional cost for 30 of those would be housing for current tenants.
And then also the
Excuse me,
161,000.
Alan, excuse me for a second. William, when did you
Yes.
know that you got a TCO and then the inspectors come back for a final CO? Is that when they said that the panels weren't big enough?
So actually, Mr. Miller, we ended up getting our final HVAC permit closeout inspection and then filed for our first TCO inspection. And that inspection is when we found out about the access panels.
Was the LNI inspector, because this wasn't a fire safety issue, allowed for the TCO to proceed for you to occupy, but just identify this as an ongoing concern or an issue violation?
So at that, he granted TCO, but also stated that we could not go for our CO until we rectified this situation, which
Understood.
caused us to go through this whole
Yeah.
process.
That
Yes.
makes sense. Okay, thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
you mentioned that the different manufacturers would be the ones that would set the size of this access opening,
They have specifications.
and these openings do not meet their specifications?
They do.
That's the
This is,
part.
by the way, so, yeah, I'm sorry, member Rivera, Boris, you can't just answer when, if.
Sorry.
Again, I don't, yeah, but Boris is our engineer, so he can, obviously he has the aptitude. If you want me to introduce him and he can answer that question, and I just don't want him to just blurt out an answer. That would be disrespectful.
I'm just trying to understand if the opening sizes meet the manufacturer's needs, and if they'll stand by that, and if not, who picked the opening sizes?
So, can Mr. Gurman, the MEP engineer, answer that question, who is not testified as yet?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. Boris, why don't you answer that? You already answered it, but why don't you answer the question?
Yeah, the manufacturer requirements is 18 by 18 inches access panel. And in case to replacing major parts such as motor, coil, or any other major part, then you would need 30 by 30.
So do they recommend a 30 by 30?
No, they are not recommending that. They are saying that if you need it to replace it, but basically if you're replacing a motor or a coil, you're replacing the unit itself. It doesn't make sense to replace just one major part. It usually fails when unit is bad or out of the useful life. It's useful life.
So they're only concerned if over the 20-year period that you can get the service done that when needed. And after the 20-year period, then you would have to do the renovation by getting it out. And it probably would be more than 30 by 30 to bring the whole unit out of the ceiling. Yeah, I would think. So.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Yeah, they just want you to be able to do the service work, right?
Sorry, Amy, unless you're done. So the letter speaks to the fact that there doesn't seem to be any fire rated assemblies that would need to be altered to remove the unit in its entirety.
Correct. The assembly's above the unit. Yep.
Are those assemblies stamped or at least visibly clear in some way, shape, or form, identified, so that if there is a replacement, they're not being altered? I know you are required to stamp walls, but it might be preferable if the variance is granted as a proviso to require stamping of those walls, so that if there is a replacement, people aren't haphazardly hacking away at fire rated assemblies.
Yeah, the assemblies are above the unit, so they wouldn't even penetrate any of those assemblies. Correct.
It's not like surrounding it. It's not in adjacent. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, and going back to the $161,822.40 number, that figure also doesn't include any associated modifications to the building that you may need to undertake as part of this process of expanding the size of the panels and the framing and such, right?
Correct. If we needed to move some sprinkler pipes and or electrical or plumbing, that does not encompass that number. Correct.
Right. Thank you. I have no further questions. I will say again, under the doctrine of vested rights and variance by estoppel, it's a situation where a property owner detrimentally relies on inspections that were performed by a governmental entity, which passed inspection. I can see if we were at the beginning of this process where it was discovered maybe during the first inspection, even the second inspection or the third, but we went through 7 inspections. The HVAC permit was closed as properly, completed. And then only then, after we got the TCO inspection, where we told that we had to go back to the beginning and make these significant modifications, which would be a huge financial detriment to my client. And based on those legal doctrines and based on the circumstances, we would respectfully request that the variance would be granted under the circumstances. Thank you.
Okay. We'll make our decision. And the thing is, I just want to make one thing perfectly clear. We don't base our decision on hardship or finance. We make our decisions on common sense, and we try to do that at this board. Okay, so and we'll vote on giving you grant you the variance. I vote that we accept and give you the variance. Amy, I'm sorry.
The fact that this doesn't involve life safety, and if anything does go wrong with the equipment, obviously you guys have to replace it and you'll do the right thing. So I'm okay with this variance.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I would just caution that obviously this is something that somebody at some point down the road is going to have to deal with in terms of when equipment does have to be replaced. So it may be worth to kind of identify what are the issues that you mentioned, sprinklers and other, things that are in the way. Scope that out now. I'm just envisioning something where somebody else owns this building 15, 20 years from now. And it's like, this is something that at least there's the opportunity now. You've been looking at it closely, so you can kind of document it.
Pradeep, you good with
Makes sense.
I agree. I agree with granting the variance.
And one other thing I want to say, I know from experience that not only do they have the HVAC things, do you ever see the condos and apartments where they stick the water heater up in the ceiling? Well, when they have to tear that out and it's less time than what you would have to do over 20 years, they might have to do that over 4 years. I don't know how to get it
Right.
out, so,
Yeah.
but yeah, so we do work on common sense here. So good luck, guys.
Understood. I
very
appreciate
much.
your time.
You're welcome.
May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys, members of the board. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You ever see them with the water heaters? Oh, my God. Okay, and now we're at the Wanamaker Building, am I right? Over here.
Are they gonna give us the full show?
Jonathan, you're here for Chestnut Street?
I am.
Okay, very good.
Oh, okay.
You're the next case.
Great. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
okay. All right. Next case. All right, Deb. Who's here for the next case? Jonathan?
Yes.
Are you going to be the only one testifying, Jonathan?
Andrew Andrew Racy could possibly be testifying as well.
Is Andrew here?
It looks like he is.
He has his hand raised.
I see him down the bottom. Can he get in the picture?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, to get started, Jonathan, could you please raise your right hand and state your name and raise your right hand and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Jonathan Brogue, JKRP Architects.
And you do.
And I do.
Okay. Good deal. Okay.
Understood.
Where's your man out here?
I don't know where Andrew is.
He's on mute, right?
Andrew, can you hear us?
Andrew.
All right, why don't we let Debbie read it in?
All right. We'll get started. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted Ivins, board member.
Deep Rec, board member.
Matthew Webster, board counsel.
I'm Matthew Wojcik, LNI supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, Deb, read it into the record.
This is case number 14.
Okay, Deb.
MI 2025-005384 for 1301 through 25 Chestnut Street.
Okay. Jonathan, you're going to do the case?
Sure, and I should introduce one other person, Mark Cartella, who just joined, who's representing ownership.
Okay, Mark, could you state your name?
Yeah, Mark Cartella with Altair Property
And
Group.
could you please raise your right hand and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Jonathan, let's go.
Okay, I guess in the short version of it is what they're looking to do is to reopen the Grand Court in a temporary capacity that allows the Christmas show and other basically assembly events to occur in the Grand Court space. So that's the overall version of it. Within the specifics of the refusals that are listed, there's two with regards to fire alarm, and with what we propose is that if there's any assembly use in there, there'll be a fire watch, on the various levels. That fire watch would follow. I know there's guidelines from the city of Philadelphia, and we'd work with you to understand how many people would be required for that fire watch. The two other refusals, there's one for bathrooms. So we meet the bathroom count. It's just the distance. We would like to reutilize the existing bathrooms on the third floor, and there's also two bathrooms on the second floor that are accessible. We are arguing that this is a similar situation that existed in the prior, the Macy space was being used for mercantile. So this isn't a new condition for the use of temporary assembly within the space. And the final one is also within drinking fountains. There will be a drinking fountain located on the third floor. We understand that is an excess of distance, but it does exist, and it will be available to the public.
Now, this is for the Christmas show at Wanamaker's?
So it's for the Christmas show, and also there will be some other specific events, performances, possibly the opera company and some other performances.
Because of the organ you have there? Is that what it is?
Correct,
Oh,
correct.
okay.
And the other thing, in the other space and this is indicated in the plans, if you're familiar with the Dickens Village, there's the room next to it, and there's the Greek room. I always forget which one. Is that Greek room?
Greek room.
Greek room, thank you. I always forget which period it is. The Greek room will also be used for some assembly events.
Okay. Does Matthew, you have any questions about it?
Can someone bring up the proposal or the refusal?
How long are in a number of calendar days? How many days in a year would these events be?
So that is also, a discussion of the refusal. We understand that temporary assembly is usually, I can't remember the period of time. We would like to at least have this used for the remainder of 2025. So we'll say 150 days.
Yeah, then you're gonna start construction in there, right?
We will start construction if in 2026, there could be the possibility that construction is going on and we want to have the Christmas pageant yet again, but we would discuss that later, at that time.
You would come back every year, is that what you're saying?
Yes, I mean, I would imagine that's a reasonable request from both sides, a yearly check on the situation.
So can you see the refusal on the screen?
I
Yes,
can,
we
thank
Yep.
you.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Because I know this was short notice. I don't know if you got it.
Is there any idea about the level of occupancy that used to occur within the store during the Christmas events prior to Macy's closing?
It was in excess of 500, between 500 and 1,000.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the 2,100 people is based on what? Is that the Christmas event or is that some other maximum?
That's a
Worst case scenario.
maximum, and that would be through, on the application, that's for multiple levels. So that's 1,000 people on the first floor, I believe 500 on the second floor, and 600 on the third floor. And that was a request. We're trying to have some ability to have some, the various groups would have some flexibility on how they can accommodate the space, but we understand that we can't have something that's carte blanche for whatever they want.
Where's the Dickens Village going to be held at?
That's still there on the third floor.
Okay.
No, I'm okay with this, just because Wanamaker or Macy's ran this way anyway.
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay.
Pradeep?
I would like to discuss the Firewatch alternative.
Sure.
I believe the bulletin regarding temporary occupancies gives you a kind of rubric to follow in terms of Firewatch. I'm not sure what the project team's approach to Firewatch is going to be.
This is Andrew Racy. I'm the general manager for the building. So we have
Mr. Racy, have you been sworn in?
No, I have
Raise your
not.
right hand, swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. State your name.
I do. I'm Andrew Racy.
Okay, go ahead, Andrew.
So we have an on-site security 24/7 in the building. The fire command center with the fire alarm control panel is staffed 24/7. And during these events, we will have additional building security staff posted in these event spaces to perform fire watch.
Do you know the quantity of people?
It'll be predicated on the event, but at least 1 or 2 on each floor.
Okay.
Is that building still going to be occupied during construction?
It will be. There are floors 4 and 5. The office floors will be intact, and also the Crystal Tea Room on the 9th floor will also be occupied, will also maintained.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with the variance. I believe that establishing a formal fire watch based on the quantity that's in the temporary occupancy bulletin and having a 180-day limit so that we can continue regarding this as temporary would be preferable. The Firewatch quantity might be significant based on 2,100 people. That's why I want to make sure it's appropriate for the project team. It's something that you've considered in terms of staffing level that may be necessary, given it's about, more than double what Macy's is used to or was used to.
Understood. Would you require, just to understand the process, would you require a follow-up from us listing that fire watch, or is that something that we would just need to make certain we maintain, per performance or per year?
Yeah, no, it could be established as a proviso. And then as you investigate that, you can, if that proviso needs to change, then it's an additional hearing. But the proviso, based on my initial impression, is that the fire watch is established in accordance with the L&I bulletin for temporary occupancies, and any temporary occupancy does not exceed 180 days in a calendar year.
And the plumbing fixtures, just go over that again. Just make sure you hit that.
Is that for myself or for Pradeep?
The floor.
Yeah, I think that's for everyone.
Yeah, because on refusal, because I talked to the examiner, because as soon as I saw the appeal and said, oh yeah, we do have drinking fountains, I'm like, let me just check the plans to make sure that we didn't miss it. And like he didn't miss it. It says on there in like the code compliance table, like no drinking fountains.
Right.
So
that was a miss. There is one on the third floor.
There's actually another one we located on the first floor, and so the engineering team will be sure to make those operational prior to the events.
okay, so they may not have been operational at the time of this being submitted. Okay.
All toilet rooms and water fountains are accessible with elevators and escalators?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, and Matthew, but in terms of if it's considered temporary, I don't believe drinking fountains are necessary.
Based on that code bulletin?
Yeah, just sanitation facilities.
Yeah, I don't think that code bulletin mentions drinking fountains. I think it just talks about like, make sure you provide this many water closets, this many lavatories. Okay,
so
then.
I that would be the approach I would take.
Yeah, because we can't like technically cite that as far as like just being code compliant.
Understood, yeah.
Because
exactly,
it's more than, because they want like the rest of the year.
Exactly, it's more than 15 days, but I think.
But yes.
So that's, I would put it up to the other board members. I believe that however many drinking fountains you have, I think you've identified 2 are sufficient for 180-day temporary occupancy that's supported by the fire watch.
I'm good with that.
I'm also good with that.
I agree.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, thank you. And thank you for seeing us so quickly.
All right, guys, good luck. All
Thank
right?
you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
End
John,
recording?
you all